Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a journey to a dark, lonely highway in Taiwan. The year is 2008, October to be exact, and we are going to unravel a true crime mystery that is so deeply twisted, I can almost guarantee you'll never guess who the mastermind actually is. Okay, I want you to just put yourself in this scenario for a second. Imagine you're sitting in your car. It's 3 a.m., pitch blackout. The engine is totally off. You roll down the window, just letting the warm night breeze hit your face. Sounds kind of peaceful, right? Well, you're not there for the view. You are literally just sitting there, waiting for your own killer to arrive.
Part 1. A baffling crime scene.
So late that night, a patrolling officer spots a gray sedan just pulled over on the shoulder. He thinks it's abandoned, but instead, he discovers a really horrifying scene. A 43-year-old mother named Hua Sai, shot once right below her left ear. But here is where things get weird. The eerie anomalies here are just mind-boggling. There's a sheer lack of panic, no skid marks on the road whatsoever. Her window was rolled all the way down. Her seatbelt still securely buckled. She hadn't even touched her phone. Her posture was just remarkably calm. It's almost as if she was just patiently waiting for this horrific event to happen.
The police do a thorough search of the bloody car and they find almost nothing. The only tangible clues left behind were tucked away in the door pocket. Just 4 tiny, cryptic scraps of paper containing these really strange fragments of text. Things like $65 Z. I mean, what does that even mean? It was a puzzle that made absolutely zero sense.
Part 2. The 8-second kiss.
Naturally, the police start digging into Hua's life, and their attention turns straight to her ex-husband, Shu. Now, they were divorced but still lived together to co-parent their kids. Shu tells the cops that on the night of the murder, Hua went out to pay a pawn shop owner. Seems like a solid alibi, right? But detectives are thorough. They pull the apartment's elevator security footage from that exact night, and they see something that felt totally off. Right before she leaves, Shu and Hua share this incredibly intense 8-second kiss, followed by a really long hug. Now, you really have to understand the cultural context here. In their culture, that level of public physical affection is extremely rare, and for a divorced couple, it's practically unheard of. This raised a massive red flag. The detectives realized pretty quickly that this looked far less like a casual see you later before running an errand, and much, much more like a final, permanent farewell.
Part 3. The bookshelf clue.
So, despite his incredibly strange behavior in that elevator, Shu actually had a rock-solid alibi for the time of the murder. But the police, following their gut, decide to visit Hua's brother at his office. And while they're talking to him, an eagle-eyed officer spots a piece of paper just slightly sticking out of a bookshelf. He pulls it out, and his heart must have been racing, because the handwriting on that paper was an exact, undeniable match to those bloody scraps found in the door pocket of Hua's car. Detectives take the torn fragments from the car, put them together with the document from the bookshelf, and piece the whole thing together like a giant puzzle. And what they found? It wasn't a ransom note. It wasn't a threat. It was a highly specific set of directions. And those directions were guiding someone directly to the exact, lonely spot on the highway where Hua Sai was murdered.
Part 4. The mastermind revealed.
Suddenly, all the puzzle pieces are locking into place. You've got the ex-husband's bizarrely passionate goodbye and the brother literally hiding the directions to the crime scene right there in his office. But if you think the ex-husband or the brother were pulling the strings here, you're actually wrong. We are going to pull the rug out from everything you thought you knew about this case, because the true mastermind behind this brutal hit was someone absolutely nobody expected. The mastermind was Hua Sai herself. She had fallen into this massive financial black hole, owing nearly $500,000 to banks and some seriously shady lenders. She was completely trapped. Desperate, and genuinely believing she had absolutely no other way to save her 3 kids and pay back the dangerous people she owed, she hatched an unthinkable plan. She took out a massive life insurance policy. She literally engineered her own execution, planning it out as the ultimate financial sacrifice for her family. And then, she convinced the 2 men closest to her, her ex-husband and her brother, to help her hire a hitman. She promised them a cut of the insurance money once the deed was done.
Part 5. A tragic irony.
It's a deeply heartbreaking conclusion that just goes to show reality is often way stranger and far more tragic than fiction. Because of that one slip-up with a bookshelf clue, authorities were able to prove she orchestrated her own death. And because of that, it was officially ruled a suicide. That ruling triggered a devastating domino effect that destroyed her entire plan.
That massive life insurance policy, because her death was officially ruled a suicide, the insurance company never paid a single dime, not one. Her grand sacrifice was entirely in vain. So instead of this huge financial windfall she literally died for, her family ended up with absolutely nothing. Her children were left without a mother, and the accomplices, her brother, her ex-husband, and the hitman they hired, they all went to prison for years.
So as we close out this explainer, we're left looking at the total ruin of a family. It really forces us to ponder the tragically misguided lengths a parent will go to when they feel backed into a corner for their family's survival. And it leaves us with one final haunting question. Could such a dark, permanent sacrifice ever truly be worth the devastating cost?